share with you. Thank you for showing up. So, what's going on today? First, let me tell you about this channel. This channel, we come here and we meet up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday currently, 11:11 Mountain Standard Time, and we feel into our clear senses. We breathe together most oftentimes. Messages come through occasionally. And I just kind of feel into the energies that are coming through at the time. And I'm kind of wondering how this is going to play out. Because today I was noticing, I was like, oh, there's different information coming in than on the two previous lives. Usually, when I've been every single day, there's been like a correlation of the message. So this is just new for me as it is for you. If you found your way here, welcome. If you're here again, welcome back. And yeah, let's see what comes in today. I'm kind of feeling into, I'm going to close my eyes for a minute so I can just kind of tune in a little bit while people are finding their way here. Here we go. And one thing I'll tell you that came up for me this morning is beliefs. That's what's coming this morning. And how we live our life around those beliefs and how those beliefs limit us. There was something coming in today. Oh, hey, Peace and Joy. How you doing? Great to have you here. Are you in Shasta? Were you going to Shasta or were you going to Sedona? I'm trying to remember. Sometimes it's hard to keep it straight. Both wonderful energies. So yeah, as I was feeling into some of the energies coming in, there was a lot coming in about creating our own realities, where we tend to put a stopper in things occasionally, and kind of reevaluating the beliefs we have, and then living our highest excitement and joy. That's basically what's been coming in this morning. And as I'm going to close my eyes and just kind of breathe into it for a minute. One of the things that came up this morning was me feeling into an old belief that I might not have thought I had. And this is an interesting one because what I realized, I was watching Bashar, if you guys know Daryl Anka, and he channels the being or the consciousnesses of Bashar. And he said something in this recording, the being did, that said, we create our own karma. And karma's been coming up a lot the last year because there was other information like a year ago that says, we're off the karmic wheel. And yet I still hear different intuitives talking about karma and releasing karma. So for me, I feel like, great, we've released that already. We're in new energies now. And when he said those words, we create our own karma, something like pinged. And I was like, oh. And there was something that occurred in my life a couple years ago. And at the time, there were different externals in my life questioning me about it. They're questioning about the karma of it, basically. Like that I was, how would I explain this? A couple people were like, karmic factors. And I was like, no, that this was something stepped into completely out of love, completely in love, with the intention of love, this certain experience that occurred. But it was a rather messy experience. I have to admit, it was messy. And as I went through it further and I could see that other elements were popping up that were kind of out of dissonance. I decided to release that dissonance, to reevaluate where I was and what was for my highest good at that time. And although I stuck to the fact that the intention was clean, the intention was clear, and it was from love, in love, there was a back program. You know, those programs that run in the background. Before I got on live here with you guys, I was like, oh, wait, let me go through and like shut these 30 some windows basically that are open on my phone so that this live continues and doesn't freeze on me or you guys. And hey, Andy, man, how are you doing? Great to have you here. And so what was coming through was, wow, I have this old running program in the back, still related to religion, talking to me about there must be some sort of, okay, let me back up. First, Bashar was talking about, the beings known as Bashar, was talking about how we create our own karma, right? Like that we are the creators of the karma. That's what I would say. And it was kind of like if you decide that you're ready to release that, then you can go ahead and release that. And what I realized was there was this program running in the background of punishment, of outside sources seeing something a certain way, and then this old program of punishment. Because he asked this one particular lady, okay, so she talked about being on the line, like constantly, like back and forth, and when is it going to stop? And that kind of resonated with me a little bit. And he's like, why would you want it to stop? And she's like, well, and he's like, are you maybe categorizing it as not good? Are you maybe categorizing it as something negative that you can't get out of? Because there's never a point where you can't change and decide what you want to play in and what you don't want to play in anymore. And when you're playing in something, how you see it as you're going along with it makes all the difference in whether you draw more of that something back to you. And I was noticing these patterns, and there was a blaming happening that, like, since this certain experience occurred, and I remember it all starting off with my mother and me having to travel a lot, and I was going back and forth trying to assist in any way I could with the depression experience that she was going through at the time. And so there was a lot of traveling, which was also opening up a lot of energies for me in different ways. But there was some sort of punishment program running in the background about ever since I decided to like make this particular decision, right? And punishment wrapped around it. So this morning, when that epiphany happened, that we create the karma, like we decide to have it, basically. I was like, and then the decision that we could come right out of it if we want to, that there are basically why I'm saying that we can come right out of whatever it is that the creation of it, that basically it was that there are many different ways to learn different things in our life. Like, for instance, that particular scenario that lasted for about a year or two and then kind of traveled after that. I had this dark night of the soul that was happening and everything was upside down. So that particular experience really taught me discernment and boundaries, like up the wazoo, guys. Discernment and boundaries in relationships. And had me go back to like my teen years, like, all right, let's reevaluate this whole thing of boundaries and relationships and love too, and unconditional love. That was another one that was reevaluated. Can a person of our experience have unconditional love, to be able to love without any conditions involved. And at the time, I was like, no, I have certain conditions. I have conditions that, of certain ways that I do believe are a kind way to be treated or a way for people to communicate with each other kindly. I have those conditions. So therefore, I am not unconditional, right? So when people say, oh, I totally live unconditionally, which I thought that I could, come to find out there's certain conditions that are part of my life. So, oh, hey guys, Jean Francis, Lauren, hey, great to see you here. So, that's what came up this morning. And the moment that kind of pinged for me, the fact that I could say, yeah, that's an old program. That's an old religious program running in the background, talking about basically me. I would fluctuate back and forth. Like, first, I would see that this was happening for me, these experiences, all through the dark night of the soul, all these different things. But I would flip flop back and forth in my timeline, like in my current living life, where all of a sudden it would feel like it was retribution for that particular event. And I did not realize that this was running in the background. And when something runs in the background like that, it starts to pop up and then it goes away and then it shows up again. It's like one of those computer things that happen where you're like, oh, everything's running very fast and now everything's slowed down. What is those are the energies that were coming in this morning. Had nothing to do, I don't think, about Avalon or Mother Mary, like what the previous transmissions had to do with, like the England thing, the Glastonbury, the Egypt energies. They're still here with us right now. I know that they are because I can feel them. But this is the subject that is coming through for you guys this morning. So, question to ask yourselves, what programs might you possibly be having running in the background in your life? These could be shown up in your life where you feel like you're constantly, it just comes back around again. And you're like, oh, I thought I worked all the way through this already. What is happening? Some of this can be resolved with quantum healing as well. There's this great person, I've mentioned her before, Jody Teresa, that she does one-on-one and she does these group quantum healings because there is oftentimes, if you're not asking the questions about it running in the background, there are ways to clear that background with quantum healing. So she's someone to check out, jodyteresa.com, I believe it is. I will post her link down below so that you can check her out. It's really great, very reasonably priced, the group sessions, and I believe she has them offered weekly. So back to the programs running in the background, but just your ability to just be like acknowledging that and be like, and now I'm done with that. Like, I'm literally, it's not there because in my subconscious, I sat there and I thought about previous, and that was the question: where are you putting in a belief on something that it's basically making you run on a hamster wheel and keep addressing it and keep addressing it. And I could feel it even before this particular channeling of Bashar took us at the very end. I had paused the video and I had taken myself through a process. And then when I unpaused the video, because I was just asking, like, do I really need to continue watching this video now that I feel it? Like, I feel it here. I feel something in the energetic field has pinged and it's switched over. Program gone. This program of punishment and all that goes with it biblically, whew, out of there, which is amazing. So what do you have running in the background? And when I decided, I felt, okay, yes, I'm going to continue watching, I'm going to continue listening. That's when he took us through like a closing of seeing us basically dissolve and taking us through this process of like, I am, basically, like I am, we are, which is what I say on this channel a lot. And the isness that we are, like we are the basic question, like who are we, right? And we are because we exist, right? And it took us through these different things of I am, I exist. Why don't you kind of say it with me a little bit? I am, I exist. I exist, therefore I am. We've heard of that before, right? So we are physical. We're a soul in this physicality. We're not like, we don't have our soul in us. We are the soul. We have the vehicle right here, right? Thank you, vehicle. And he took us into this nothingness. He took us into this where we became a blob, basically, and then we recrystallized. And then from that crystallization, we went out into the universe and then into a blackness, a void, a nothingness. And it was fantastic. Really fantastic. And I'm kind of curious, like, am I going to take you guys through something similar to that or not? I really wanted to play it, this ending part, or this one part about like what God is, the different names of God, you know, I am God, Yahweh, Jehovah. I've heard a few different ones. There was like a multitude of these names that we give the all that there is. And he was talking about how it's okay to use this terminology. It's helped us along the way, and you can still continue to use this terminology of God. But God came up recently, the terminology, because I was having a conversation with someone about the term and are we God in form, etc. So again, the beings were saying it's okay to use this terminology. It's okay to continue to, and it's served you well. And if it still continues to serve you to use that terminology, by all means, use that terminology. But know that as you use the terminology of God, Source, Jehovah, whatever it is, that Yahweh, that it encompasses the all. That's what it is. That's what it means, that it encompasses the all that there is. Just so that there's an updated meaning to the terminology. It's not just some guy up in the sky that is loving, but sometimes like wants to spite us, smite us, smite us, right? That's the term. So where am I going more with this? That is what came in this morning. Before, in previous lives, we've had boundaries show up. So this is part of healthy boundaries. It's part of healthy energetic hygiene, to kind of go through and be like, what's running in the background? What do I need to like swipe and close off? How many open tabs do we have going on? Just swipe that close. Okay, do we still need this? We really don't need this. It's not happening right now. So let's just close that tab, right? And free up energetic space to be used for more, more of something we want to bring into life. And we'll see how it starts to create a movement in the experiences that we have. Because automatically, as soon as I deleted that program, I asked myself, okay, what else am I in currently that is challenging, that is a little messy perhaps, and how can I clean it up a little bit? What choices do I have? What options do I have? That was something that came up this morning. What when we get to a place where we've looked at all the options and we've submitted all the actions and we can possibly submit, what happens is kind of like a universal reset, that once we submit and we take action on all the things that can have action on them, that we're feeling drawn to have action on them out of like not fear, but coming to that neutral place, taking the actions needed. When all those actions are taken, there's like a universal reset where all of a sudden there's a neutrality. All the options have been out there, and now it like leaves a clean slate to bring in the desire of what you truly want. I'm going to say that one more time because it's a hard thing to kind of like really grasp. And that is when all the options are looked into. Let me breathe for a second. Take a breath with me if you like. It's always great to breathe, right? It's what keeps us alive. Take a deep breath and release. And just notice from that one breath the change in the body, the change in the energetic field. I seem to be speaking with my hands a lot today. It feels like a lot of like light language type stuff. I'm just noticing. I'm allowing my hands to move. I'm not like a hand talker, but this is what's coming through right now. So I'm allowing it. So take another deep breath with me. Hold and then release. And just notice the energetic field. Take a deep breath in. And release. It's amazing how still everything gets. It's amazing how the mind just like click. Basically a shut off switch, guys. So the idea that as you take your experiences, as you observe them out here, not, you're kind of like you're there, but you're here, different aspect of you. And you see it as a neutral point. You see it as, all right, what are all the options? What am I being drawn to? What feels exciting to me in those options? And then taking the actions that go with the options. And once we've taken those actions and we're like, all right, what would happen if I went this route? Okay, there you go. Okay, what would happen if I go this route? All right, let's try that too. What would happen if I decide to do the opposite of what I've been doing in this scenario? Like say it's not communicating with someone. What if you decided to communicate? What would that look like? Let's get a little curious. Let's see what that looks like and go ahead and move forward with that step and see where it leads you and see everything that is led to you, all the information that comes in at that point simply as input, no good or bad, but going into these different experiences being like, you know what, let's see what input is coming in with that. And by doing it this way, by becoming more observant, by becoming more into that space of closing down those different tabs and kind of looking into like what are the belief systems now, what's going to happen is that we're going to clear those belief systems. We're going to swipe them out swipe them out and open new windows, expand our frame. There was a video on this before, expanding the frame, so check out that video. We're expanding our frame, we're expanding our screen, and the energetic field of creation as we take a peek into those systems still running, swipe them closed, and then feel into the options of the paths that we can take, the new paths that are formed. Just like there's new neural pathways that form when we say do Sudoku or learn a new skill or a language, we decide to speak a new language or pick up an old language that we haven't practiced in a while. it rewires new neural circuitry. How do you say that word? Circuitry starts to form. New things light up in here, and new things light up in your field, sealing holes, tears, reconfiguring out here, reconfiguring the cellular structure in here, because our nervous systems are operating now in a different state. They're not operating in that fight, flight, freeze, fawn, confusion. Things become more clear because then we're operating from here. It all comes back to here. Shocking, right? That meeting here with love, me, that it comes back to the heart. Shocking, I know. But everything lights up, lighting up here, lighting up in here, connecting the three eyes, connecting the three eye, the heart, the third eye, and then the womb, the sacred womb, connecting them all. And then our connection to, like, us as a whole, to the cosmos, connection through here, to the heart, connection through down here, grounding into the earth systems, the cosmic systems, the bodily systems, galaxies within galaxies, universes within universes, wiring, connecting all the wiring, leaving circuits open to create new circuits, to create new creations in our life, looking at things in a different way, to create new paths, new pathways, new connections. That's what keeps coming in. That was coming in this morning for a friend of mine, like the old switchboard of creating a new connection, putting this wire in here, putting that wire in here, connecting here, to be able to get a clear message of what wants to come through. This is what happens when we breathe. This is what happens when we feel into different parts of ourselves. Part of what came in this morning is feeling into the feminine. So there's a little bit of Avalon energy coming in, because feeling into the feminine, the priestess, the priest within you, feeling into that softness. We're coming back to the softness. This is what happens when the brain, the mind, kind of switches off with the breath, and we refocus to the heart. Is there's a new pathway opened of clarity, and then with that clarity, these new timelines open. All of a sudden, there's an option, because we are in this higher vibratory state and we come into the experience that is maybe a bit challenging, into this higher vibratory state, that all of a sudden there are options that are presented to us that were not there before. Or they were there before, we just weren't able to tune in, because tuning in to a vibration is necessary. So that whole like high vibe thing that comes up in the spiritual community, there's something to that. And what the something to it is the retuning. We're retuning our vibratory state, and that allows us to tap into those higher timelines that we want to be on. That's coming into Abraham Hicks, the high flying disc. The high flying disc. I'm smiling because there's an artwork that I made years ago where this guy, this golden guy was flying on a CD disc. I think that was golden too, or it was like rainbow colored, and he was just like surfing it. So that's what we're being asked to do, is like surf the waves. Surf the waves. Just like in the ocean, if you were on the sea, you would decide, you'd feel into a wave. Which wave do I want to take? Which wave do I want a small one? Do I want to just cruise? Am I waiting for that really big wave? Are you like a kahuna guy and you're like surfs up and you're wanting to like go through the portal? Those are all water portals that surfers go through, and ride that wave and feel that energy. You get to choose the wave. You get to have the options and the opportunities as you move forward and ride that wave in. Ride it right into your desire that you want to create into your reality. Wow, this is fun, I gotta say. I feel like maybe I should close my eyes more often and breathe more often. The breath, having a sense of intentional breath definitely helps you connect in this way. So there it is. There's that message that has come through. So if you came here in the middle, pop on to the recording. It'll be available tomorrow, usually in the later afternoon. So you guys can check out the different links of Jodi Teresa if you feel that quantum healing that she offers is for you, or I believe she does one-on-one sessions. You can. I've done group sessions with her and I've loved it. It's been amazing. I'm keeping my eyes closed because I'm just feeling the energy of the ride, feeling the energy of the surf, which is pretty phenomenal. Go ahead and take a deep breath in with me. And then release. We're just going to ground those energies in of water, connecting with the water element, of the adventure of the surf, the beach, and of the ride, the adventure that's available to us in every now moment. When we're on that ocean, we are, in a sense, swiping the wave that we look at and we're like, no, that's really not going to take us to where we want to go. That's really not going to give us the highest excitement that we want to receive. So swipe, it's gone, right? Closing the tabs, releasing any old programs running in the background. There's a movie that's coming in. Feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Look out, friends, it's bobsled time. It's bobsled time. Old movie, 80s. Look out, folks, it's bobsled time. Feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Look out, folks, everyone, it's bobsled time. It's energy time. It's new earth time. Feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Look out, everyone. It's new earth time. You are new. We are new. There's echoes of the old programs. This is true. There might be like echoes in the background, you know, that are just there, but they're not really real. These are the old systems closing down. There was recently an article about an old system, health-wise, health product-wise, actually, that there will be a new label put onto boxes all around America that says not recommended for human consumption, right? Not recommended for human consumption, guys. That's a huge change. And companies, rather than having to put this label on their products, on their boxes, on their bags, we're talking Doritos, we're talking Skittles, like Nestle, and all of those big brand name places, they're being unmasked. They're being revealed. And instead of having to put that label on there, along with like this magnifying glass that's going to be put on these products as well, because this was all past already, it's happening. they are either they're changing their ingredients, like there's going to be cereals that are pale that don't have all the food colorings in them, or they're going to be using like turmeric and other beets, other ways of making the colors. Some of these companies are just changing their ingredients. They're deciding, because all this has to be done within this next year, before 2027, I believe. I will post 2 links of 2 videos that are very valuable. Texas went ahead first, I think, and went forward with a lot of this stuff, brought forward. So thank you, Texas. Florida also brought forth. So we're talking about changes, changing the systems. And the health system seems to be like very up there right now, which is great. At least that's what's popping up in my awareness right now in my world. This is how change happens. This is how change happens. I think I can open my eyes now. And closing out the old, asking the questions about what's still repeating, and just there it goes. All right, guys. Wow, that was fun. That was really fun. That was different. I'm so glad that that came through. Trying to think of what I want to. Is there anything I can bring forth right now? We're at like a really good time, 36 minutes, 36 on the clock. That might mean something for you. Okay, so 3 links. I'm just reminding myself about the new system happening with health and Jody Teresa. I'll put those in the link. And I'll put in the link of the Jamaican thing, the feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Okay, let me just look real quick. I'm gonna try not to shake this too much, but I want to see if there are any questions. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I do feel like I want to pick a card. All right. I'm gonna pick from my little tiny deck here that has to do with like merging divine union within yourself, the masculine and the feminine, and let's see what comes in. Let me see here. Stephen Hills, hey guys. Sean Franco, so wonderful to have you guys here. I know my schedule was a little bit off for a time, traveling to Sedona, traveling back here to Colorado. If any of you do want a personal session with me, feel free to email me. The email is usually in the descriptions of all my videos. Currently it's love@onecocreation.com. I'm trying to decide whether to keep it or not. Just put 555 in the subject line if you want to meet up over Zoom and have a personal session. I do not have my payment stuff set up yet, so it's Zelle or Venmo, just FYI. Here we go. What does this collective... Pick a card, guys. Pick a card. Pick a card. Any card. Which card? Which card? Which card? Which card? Ooh. All right. There's 2 that want to come out. We've got... Okay. From a physical perspective, some relationships may seem less perfect. Yet from a higher perspective, all relationships are sacred, for they each help us to grow in love and wisdom. We were talking about being out here, right? The perspective. What is that for you, and how's that going to apply in your life today? And then we have your spiritual awareness is growing, and so too is your sexuality. Interesting that that's coming up. I'll tell you why in a second. Sensuality is heightened, and this has a magical effect on the one you love. A sacred union is reborn. Love is in the present moment. The present moment. Love is in the present moment. Love that you are is in the present moment. I am, you are, we are one. One life, one love, one breath, one heart. We are one. I'm going to read this one more time. Your spiritual awareness is growing, and so too is your sexuality. Sensuality is heightened, and this has a magical effect on the one you love. A sacred union is reborn. Love is the present moment. Within your heart, that is your present moment. Your sacred union is reborn within you. From a physical perspective, some relationships may seem less than perfect. The relationship that you have with you may seem less than perfect in certain perspectives. Come out here a little bit, and you have a new view on your life, on the paths that you want to take. All relationships are sacred, for they each help us to grow in love and wisdom. So, there's a video that I made that I haven't posted, and I didn't post it because when I don't often watch my own videos, rewatch them, except to get the little points I put in my descriptions. By the way, if you came into this video or you watch any of my videos and you're like, okay, she's talking about different things, but I want to get to the breath, or I want to get to the, this type of experience, I always put the timestamp in the descriptions below. Sometimes I put links in there that don't have anything to do with what we talked about, and they're just fun. So look out for those too. Possibly everything. Hey, Shauna. Awesome. Hello, love. Good to see you. And so you can always look for those in my descriptions of the saved videos. There's an email there. There's support me by sharing this, love, subscribe, etc. Send this out there so the message can get out there. Part of this card, interesting that it came up, sexuality, sensuality, and that each relationship is sacred. The question that came up recently was friendships and the age-old fear of men being friended. That came up recently. So I made a video on it. It wasn't alive. I guess this is the confirmation to post it. It seems a little silly to me. It's called A Conscious Conversation. And what you see here, when I breathe and different messages come in, there you will see me. I wanted to do more of a step-by-step of how it is to work with your clair senses. What is it like to have an interview with your inner being, with your heart self? And so that is what I was trying to bring forth in the video. And what I decided was not to get on YouTube and research, okay, why are men so afraid of this being friended thing? And I almost did. And then this inner being paused me and asked for a conversation. So that will be posted soon. And comment. I'm really excited to hear what people think about the whole being friended thing. There was a different perspective shown on being friended. There might have been times where I went off on a little tangent about my personal experience, which is probably why I don't want to share it, because it's personal. But I'm going to post it either way. I'm just posting it because it's coming up. So thank you for being here today. Join me again for 11:11 Mountain Standard Time. Soon I will have a website up. You can support me also if you want to buy me a cup of coffee. That stuff is in the description as well. I don't drink coffee anymore. I drink chai, and different things. But I still love the smell of coffee. I would buy a cup of coffee just to sit here and smell it. There's a funny video I'm going to post with this video, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a mystery video, so you're going to have to go back to this video once it's posted and then comment on it. It is hilarious. It's with a cup of coffee. It has to do with sexuality and sensuality, and you guys are going to love it. I just love it. Okay. I will see you guys later. And yes, as always, we are one. One breath, one light, one love. Thank you very much for being here. This couldn't happen without you guys. I'm so excited that you're on this journey with me. And there's an opportunity to post questions, by the way, for this live if you email me some questions. All right. So I will go through them and I will bring them up. It would be a pleasure. It would be so much fun. I will talk to you guys later. Stephen Hills, thank you for being here. Andy Man, haven't seen you in a while. Possibly everything, thank you. Sean Francis, anyone who shows up live here. King Kong, hello. Just a quick shout out, peace and joy. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting me. I love all of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.